This program is designed to provide general information with regards to the subject matters covered. This information is given with the understanding that neither the hosts, guests, sponsors, or station are engaged in rendering any specific and personal, medical, financial, legal, counseling, professional service, or any advice. You should seek the services of competent professionals before applying or trying any suggested ideas.
Hold on, just wait.
Hello.
Hi there. All right, so we're going to start. Hey, it's Brian, movie reviews and more. Worldwide TV Network, iTube 247, Franklin, Tennessee, and everything else. Things going. Hey, come in. She's having problems getting in, but that's okay. But however, since the person who was here, I've been waiting for her. I'm so happy that she had such a great weekend. It's the only, your friendly neighborhood DJ Bad Ash. DJ Bad Ash.
Thank you so much for having me.
So Ash, hey, let's start here. Hey, let's start right here. So not only you are that great DJ, you're that great singer, that great performer, that hot, sexy dancer. And you did what this weekend? Where did you go and get up to you?
Well, this weekend was the most special weekend of my life because I got engaged. So
I'm so happy for you.
Thank you. I'm so excited. I feel like a little kid. I just keep squealing and laughing and looking at my ring and like it's surreal.
No, that's a good thing.
Yes.
So you had a busy last week in the live studio. You got your well-deserved, you've been waiting for a lifetime, I guess. That's a great thing. And then you had a new Justin Bieber thing there that you're going to talk about. Talk about this song. How did this come about?
Yes. Okay. So I haven't released any remixes as a DJ. So that was one of the goals I had this year, was to actually remix a song. And I was working with another DJ friend named Kid Leo, and he wanted my advice, my opinion on this remix. And I heard it and I'm like, this is really good. I would love to collaborate on this. And so we worked together. We made some changes production wise. And then I wrote and sang a whole third verse from the female perspective of Justin Bieber's new song called Lonely. Because I felt like, he's singing from his perspective, why this celebrity is lonely. And he's also a guy. So he gets different, he has different feelings. And I thought it was a really great idea to have a female perspective because, listen, as humans, we all get lonely. We all feel misunderstood, misheard, and underappreciated sometimes and taken advantage of. I certainly know I have, as a female in the music industry. Every single producer I've ever tried to work with in the past has made a pass on me, or didn't want to work with me because I didn't want to sleep with them. So that was where I was coming from with how I feel lonely and underappreciated, and I wanted to get that out there. So I wrote a third verse and sang harmonies on it. So it's kind of like a duet. I mean, an unofficial duet that Justin Bieber will probably never hear, but hopefully, maybe we'll get him to hear it. And so I just put it out today. It's free. It's on SoundCloud. So everyone can go check it out.
I think that's great, and congratulations with you. That's not easy to do that or anything like that and just stay down that center lane. I mean, a lot of people have been putting that position, of not wanting to go down that bad road. It's not easy. I mean, you're so talented. I so adore you. I love your music. And that's why I always want to help you no matter which way we can. And the girls feel the same way. That's important
Aw,
because
yeah.
we've all gone through that some kind of strange, wacky way. It's not right. It's not fair. But like I said, I swore that I'm gonna help her no matter what I can and which way we can do it. So
I
with
really
that,
appreciate
let's set up the song a little bit, and we'll play a little bit of it. Let's set it
it.
up,
Okay,
see what it's like. We'll play a little bit of it.
great, great.
Nobody really sees me either. Just this body and nothing deeper. It's kinda like my soul's been ethered. I'm a voiceless dreamer, just a trophy creature. And nobody takes me seriously. I'm only wanted when I'm on my knees. I guess you just can't have brains if you're a girl in this world with a pretty face. What if you had nobody to call? Maybe then you know me. 'Cause I've heard everything, but no one's listening. And that's just fucking lonely. I'm so lonely.
So that's it. Wait, I can't hear you. I can't hear what you're saying, but that was the new song, the new remix. It was originally a ballad, and then we just made it into a club song. There you are. I can hear you now, I believe.
It's got that reggae kind of Latin feel too, doesn't it?
Yeah, and hip hop. Like I wanted to add some to it, and yeah, and add my own personal, viewpoint. And it was, I mean, I had a hard time hearing it through the speakers, but you can go online and look me up on DJ Bad Ash, and you can find it. So you can stream it from your own devices and hear it better. But essentially, that was my verse that I wrote, and there you are.
So talk about during the lockdown. You were writing a bunch of songs lockdown too. How did that go about?
Yes, yeah. Well, again, all I had ever known was live shows, performances, DJing as well as singing with my band. But since there was none of that, since the lockdown, I was forced to learn how to record myself, and it was great. And I'm still in the process. You're always a student, but so I wrote and recorded several songs with an amazing producer, a guy named T.I. Jake. He's got Ava Max's hit single right now, Kings and Queens. Are you familiar with that song? It's like everywhere. It's like number one.
I've heard it, yes.
Okay. So that's his song. My producer, that's his song. He wrote it and recorded it, which is kind of awesome. And so we wrote two incredible songs together, and we're just prepping for the release next year. So that's that. And I've got so many other songs that I want to release, but it's like, I gotta do it in the right time. So I'm getting impatient, but because they're so good. I'm so excited about them.
I can't wait to hear them.
Thanks. Thank you. And hi, Terri.
And hi, and congratulations, by the way, on your engagement. I'm so happy for you. And I'm sorry I was late. I think I had a bad link. I couldn't get in. I was sitting, there's a thing where you sit behind backstage and I didn't see anybody. I was like going, okay, this is wrong. So I've been waiting for like 20 minutes to get in, but I'm here. But anyway, yeah, I just wanted to congratulate you. I think that's awesome. So did you have any clue this was happening? I don't know what you guys talked about before, but I mean, was it caught off guard?
We did not talk about any of this before. I just, just announced it and showed.
I mean, did you have any clue that he was going to propose?
Yes.
Oh, yes. You knew? Okay.
Yeah, because we've been talking about it for a year, right? And then I knew. I'm a good investigator, first of all, as us women are.
Yes, instincts too.
We know. And he is terrible at keeping secrets, and he was really excited. So I knew it was going to happen this weekend. I just didn't know exactly how or what day or when. And he kept throwing me off guard. So I kept thinking it was going to be on a hike. So then when it was literally as soon as we drove up to Carmel, he said, we have a little, like a group wine tasting tour. We're going to walk around, wear something comfy, don't get all dressed up. Like, he was totally downplaying it. And we get there. As soon as we get there, it happens. And I'm like, oh my God. And there was no wine tasting. There was no group. It was, the whole place was for us. And I just cried like a baby. I couldn't even say yes. I was just bawling too hard.
That's romantic. That's really cool. I'm really happy for you.
He did so good. And while the whole proposal thing was happening, because he had hired people there at the vineyard to help him set it up. While it was happening, he was playing one of my songs in the background.
Oh my gosh.
I know it was a song that I haven't released, so nobody's really heard it. But I've had it for years, and it's a beautiful country song, and it's called All I Want Is a Fairy Tale. And so he played that song in this beautiful fairy tale moment. It was great.
Oh, anyway, again, congratulations.
Thank you. I still can't believe it.
I know, it's always a shock. I mean, I'm obviously divorced now, but it was when it did happen, my ex did the same thing. I mean, I kind of knew it was going to happen, but I didn't know when or where. So, it's always exciting when that moment happens. I was like speechless when it happened. So,
so exciting. Just a very exciting time,
Yeah, it's something positive because this year has been so crazy.
I know. Something very positive. And hopefully I can inspire other women to not give up, because I was totally like, I am done with guys. Like, there's no good men left. And out of nowhere, I met like the kindest person I've ever known.
Well, I think that the secret of it is not, if you're single, because is not to look, and focus on yourself, and then it will come, because it's kind of like, I've noticed just in my, in my experience, I guess, is just when you're looking, that's when you kind of find the wrong people. And when you're desperate, you kind of, I don't know, I think whatever you're putting out there,
you come off desperate, people.
Yeah, well, and then you kind of get, like the player guys, the guys that aren't serious, the guys that take advantage of you because you're putting that energy out there. Yeah. And it's if you're focusing on you and you're secure with yourself, then that brings more quality people into your life. I really believe that.
Absolutely. And it's also because you exude confidence and like just security in yourself. It's like, I don't really need anything from anyone, but if you're willing to consistently be this amazing partner for me, eventually I'm gonna want to go along with that. And that's what he did.
Yeah. And I think it goes for both men and women that you need to love yourself first before you can love anybody else. So you need to be happy with you before you can really be happy in a relationship, because if you're not happy with yourself, all you're going to do is bring the other person down, make that other person miserable, and then you end up with that toxic relationship. So, you know, that life lesson is just to always, you know, love yourself first.
Work on yourself. Life lesson. Work on yourself always, no matter what.
Yep.
No matter what you have, no matter what accomplishments, what people you have in your life, like, you know, we all still have issues. So it's like
everybody has got baggage, and the older you get, the more baggage you have.
Yeah. So it's a daily practice to work on your mind.
Exactly. So we're going to say something, Brian?
Hey, talk about how you two met. How did you two? I agree with you.
Huh?
How we met?
The first time I met, Ashlee was at probably a Babes in Toyland party because we have a mutual friend, Steve, who you know promotes the parties. I've known Steve. Oh my God, let me see. I'm going to date myself, but I've known Steve since the late 90s, living in Manhattan Beach, and I'm pretty good friends with him. But yeah, I met her at Steve's party, and then I met her again. I don't know, red carpet or something. I'm trying to think. I don't know. I mean, there's been so many events. We've crossed paths 1,000 times just with different events and things. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And mutual friends. Yeah.
Lots of mutual friends. Yeah.
Lots of mutual friends.
So Ash, how did you, Ashlee, how did you meet your significant other?
Oh, just at an ex-boyfriend's Christmas party.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. He was the new guy, just moved here a few months earlier from Jersey, and he's younger than me. So at first I was like, no, little boy, I'm good, you know.
What's the age difference?
It's only 2 years, but
that's nothing.
I know, but I've always liked older guys. I've always felt, you know, just more comfortable. I never wanted to be mommy to a man, and then here we are. Now I'm mommy, and
you guys are pretty close in age.
No, I know. No, it's a perfect balance. You know, sometimes I play the mother role, sometimes he plays the father role, and you know, just it's a beautiful, equal. It's the most healthy relationship I've ever had, and
that's important. You know.
Yeah, and just I mean. I will say, like, quarantine has been horrible and boring, and you know, you're not making money. You don't feel like you've got a real purpose. What do you talk to your friends about? You're stuck at home all day. But it's been great because I get to spend all day with my favorite person. So so it's brought us closer, and you know, obviously.
See, and that's what makes that special though, because that's an important thing. The more you can spend with that person that you want to get stuck with.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's in somebody that supports you and your goals. A lot of people stay with people for the wrong reasons. That, you know, I mean, you have to bring, each person's got to bring something to that relationship and something to the table to make it work. You know, if one person is taking too much, then the other person's going to get resentful, and it's got to be a two-way street. So that's good. And the thing is that most people don't know when to leave. I'm guilty of it. Leave a relationship that's not giving them fulfillment, you know.
Sure. Yeah, I think we're all guilty of that.
I don't know that we were going to be doing a therapy session on relationships tonight.
Sorry.
But
here's the thing on that is that everybody needs it. Us to help inspire other people. That's most important.
Yeah. And I hope I can inspire women, especially, and guys, to know that there are still good people out there. They're hard to find, but they're there. They are there. And I'm a believer now. I was not before. I, been in LA for 15 years. So you can imagine the crazy people I've dated and met in my life, and I'm sure as you.
Yeah, well, LA is I'm born and raised in LA, but I know that LA is a hard place to date people. It always has been. I mean, it's always been crazy. So, I mean, there's a lot of people. I don't know. There's a lot of people people know this. There's just a lot of people in California, especially entertainment, that will take advantage of people and use you to get to certain places. And so you just have to kind of learn how to weed through those people.
Yeah.
And that goes back to what I said before, that a lot of times you'll stay with people, you know, because you're lonely and for the wrong reasons. And then you're wasting time with that person. And that's why, again, you got to be strong enough that, you know, you don't need anybody.
Yeah.
So.
Very true. Very true.
But, and this is too, I'm just thinking like, this is like a really, I mean, I'm like just focusing on like my goals and stuff, but this is like a really difficult time to like date. You're not even supposed to be at your, it's like,
I feel so bad for all my single friends. I mean, for anyone single right now, because it's like I'm with the love of my life every day, and I still feel lonely sometimes, you know, because there's no human connection anymore. There, you know, you see your friends and you're afraid to touch them or hug them. I even sometimes when we're walking down the street, you know, everybody's in your masks. People are afraid to even make eye contact with you. Like, that's one thing I noticed that was weird. I'm like, you can still say hi, even with a mask on.
Well, I live in the beach city. I kind of find it a little bit different. I mean, because I walk up and down the Esplanade here in Redondo, and people are pretty friendly. And in this neighborhood, I think it's kind of weird because there's different neighborhoods that I'll notice a different in the attitude, but maybe it's because I'm down by the beach and the beach is just a little bit more casual.
Maybe.
But it's just kind of, it's weird. But what I don't like about the mask thing is I can't tell what people, you can't see people's expressions, so you don't know what they're thinking, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the hard thing. And I was watching something on TV last night. I think it was on like the local news, which I never thought about, was somebody that's deaf and how they communicate with the mask on because they read lips. And so now they can't read lips. And I was just like, oh my God, I didn't even think about, you know, those kind of people and how this pandemic is affecting them. Wow. And it's like each day, I don't know if it's just my eyes are getting more opened up. I'll just realize different challenges that people are having right now. Either I'm lucky that I'm not dealing with that I'm like, oh my God, like, how do you go through life reading lips and now you can't do that? And you have to like ask she's like in a bakery asking other people to tell her, you know, I don't know. It's just, you know, you don't think of that kind of stuff, you know, it's just, there's so many challenges for people.
Yes. And it's good to remind yourself every day how lucky you are just for what you have been given, you know. I think a lot of people get stuck in, I didn't get this, I didn't get that. I'm single, I'm broke, I lost this, you know, and it's really it's hard to appreciate what you do have, even just waking up every day to have you know, a glass of water or a delicious meal or something is like I'm grateful. Just
well, I mean, Brian, I don't know. I don't think they're doing this in Vegas, but LA has basically.
It shows, Ashlee, it shows the warmth and your friendly person you have, because I can see that in your video, can hear it in your songs. I was honored that you said yes to come down to the video last week. You felt like you were comfortable. Talk about that, and then talk about that TikTok you did of you sleeping in bed.
Okay, yeah, the studio I came to last week was awesome. It was just so nice to feel normal again, to be around people, and to just be just to have that energy, to be around people in person was awesome. The studio is beautiful. Everybody that worked there was great. And yeah, TikTok videos. I've made a couple. Nothing that cool. Which one did you like? The one where I'm laying in bed and I'm saying like I'm not gonna get up today. Like, what's the point? Something like that, right? I think that was it. Yeah, and so
yeah, that was the one.
Okay. we had a lag there.
Yeah. Yeah, big lag.
And then give us a couple of your songs. And give us a couple of your songs that you've been writing, the labels of them, where people can find them.
Okay, well, there's always the classic "You Only Want Me When You're Wasted." That one's fun.
That's a fun song.
Thank you. I have a ballad called The Bottom. But as far as my new stuff that's more dancey, it's going to be next year. But there's so many videos online now of me, Ashlee Williss. But I'm going to be releasing this new stuff as Bad Ash because it's just cooler. It's cooler music.
Do we have a lag again? This is what I was going to say about the Zoom calls is, I think every experience is that the technical difficulties everybody's got, no matter what they're doing.
We're on Skype.
Or well, Skype, Zoom, WebEx.
First of all, we're on Skype, and then so Ash. Ash, talk about your hair. You got your hair done. You were so happy to get that done. It's almost like your hair was in quarantine too.
My hair was in quarantine. I had not gotten it highlighted in over a year. So you can imagine it's nice and blonde now. My roots had literally grown out to here. Like I was brunette from here down and then blonde. So it was nice to go into a salon and get my hair done too. But now they're shutting things down again. I don't know.
That's what I was gonna mention. Like now, because Brian's in Vegas, so they're not doing this yet. So LA, as of tomorrow, everything's shut down again. So here we go. And they said it's till the 21st, but I bet you it goes till after New Year's. That's my guess.
Because New Year's is such a big party day, they probably don't
so it's Christmas.
Parties.
Christmas is bigger than Thanksgiving, and then you've got Hanukkah. I mean, it's just I don't know. It's putting a big damper on the holidays for me, to tell you the truth.
Seriously, I mean,
I just
if you can spend your entire holiday season, whatever, with your family, quarantined, fine, great.
Yeah.
But I don't know how they're gonna like reopen it and then close it back down, and
that's not going to happen. I mean, it's not realistic. I mean, they're saying that, but it's just not realistic. And I think, we've got this curfew thing going on. It's crazy. Well,
I don't mind the curfew. It's I feel like since quarantine, I've been going to sleep so early and waking up so early. I've never done that in my life ever.
Well, I'm just worried again about the businesses, because I just know there's petitions going around in South Bay not to close the restaurants. Pasadena is not closing their restaurants.
Really?
But and it's a double-edged sword, because they've let these restaurants open up.
Yeah.
And then they built these tents outside. Those tents are like $10,000. So they're running on 20% capacity. Yeah. They're paying money for these tents. They've done everything that they're supposed to do. And then, news has come down and shuts them down again. This is my logic. I might be wrong, but this is just my logic. I would think that we better to keep the restaurants open outdoors during the holidays where people can gather than everybody gathering in their homes, because what's going to happen is that people are just going to have large gatherings in their homes, and they're not going to be able to patrol them. It's much better just to have everything out in the open. That's just, I think. And I think this is really silly what they're doing.
I agree. A lot of it has been very silly.
There, Ashlee, Ash, like I said, you're with us. You're not going to have to worry about that stuff, because we have stuff going on for you.
Great.
We're not going to be bored, that's for sure. Which is good.
Good.
So,
yeah.
No, none of that stuff affects us one bit. That's why that studio is set up to be private there and everything else. You guys are going to be somewhere yet.
Great. Yeah, I'm really happy you introduced me to that studio and all those people, because
it is a great studio. The staff there is wonderful.
Yeah.
It's clean and
it's great. I can't say enough good things about it.
And even with what we're doing now, our shows will get better. Everything will just blossom from this. And like I said, we've got a bunch of people just wanting to come on the shows as it is.
Great. Yeah, people are dying to get out and mingle again and work again and talk about what they've been doing and their upcoming stuff that they're excited about.
Well, it's kind of exciting to talk to people too about what they've been doing, because people have been very creative during this time.
Oh yeah.
And this is we've talked about this before. This is an opportunity to grow in different areas that you didn't know that you had, to like uncover talents that you didn't have, because you got time to do it and you got to reinvent yourself. I mean, it's just, you got to go, you're going this direction, you got to go another direction right now. And it's not always a bad thing. Sometimes it's a good thing, because you kind of learn a lot about yourself. So
absolutely.
I mean, I know I have.
What have you done? Like, what's your
I've just been trying to, well, obviously, like Brian knows, I've been doing the TikTok stuff, trying to do more comedy, seeing what's work, just trying, or see what works, trying to be creative with it. Some stuff works, something doesn't, but at least I'm putting myself out there. I mean, I've always been, I've been acting off and on my whole life. So I like to do comedy. So I'm trying to put that in there. After January, I'm going to start doing more fitness videos on there. I'm just trying to work on building my audience. My fitness competitions kind of got screwed up this year because of everything going on with the gyms closing. And I don't know if this show is going to be going on or that show is going to be going on. And I'm not really stoked about because bikini fitness is a lot about glamour. So you're getting up there, you have your hair, your makeup done, and then you got a mask on your face. It just kind of like, I mean, it just kind of takes away from, the glamour of doing bikini fitness. I don't know if that makes any sense.
I mean, I guess you would have like a diamond beautiful.
Well, that's what they're doing, but it's just still, I'm going to compete next year no matter what. I'm probably going to have to wear a mask still, but it's just like this year, I think because everything was just so kind of crazy that, I was training with my trainer, then the gym got closed down. Then I'm working out in my house, and then I was going to do a show, and then 2 weeks before I was going to do that show, it got canceled. And so there was just so many factors, and because all of competing, the majority of it is your diet, and then I'm doing this diet for 3 months, which is the worst part about it, but that's just what you have to do. So
what's that necklace you're wearing?
Is it mine? This is Tiffany's necklace. Is this one? Pretty. Looks like it. Yes.
Yes.
It's a Tiffany's.
So pretty.
Thank you. I've had this like forever.
Here's the thing. Just like I said, the reason why I said I'm not concerned about the stuff, because I built all this stuff in. We're gonna be fine. Everybody can say that. Masks aren't going away for a couple years. They're just not.
No.
The better that you can learn to deal with it, you adjust to these things. You're gonna be fine with everything. You're gonna be our main disc jockey, DJ. You're gonna be one of our major performers. That's why you met Andrew Cole, because after this show, I want everybody to go on iConcert TV, because that concert is going on right now. So you're going to be introduced to a lot of those performers. DJ Badass will be fine. Terri, you'll be fine. A lot of won't be. That's where we have to help them.
No, Brian, Sebastian, you'll be fine too.
Well, I'll be fine. Maybe we need to do something for fitness on the ranch, though, because you got me and Linda there. So you got the 2 fitness girls.
Yeah, that would be fun.
I've already taken care of that. Time is on our side. Good. Time is our friend, not our enemy. Everything's taken. I'm not concerned.
Great. When are you going to the ranch?
And then even with that, Ash gets more than what her typical fee is. I was supposed to go this weekend, and then one of the owners had a heart attack.
Oh, yeah, you said
so
that.
I have to wait. That's the stuff that we can't control.
Yeah, that's terrible. Okay. Well,
so I was just curious, Brian.
I'm not concerned. This is the happiest that I've been. This is the best year that Moore's been.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, we've interviewed some exciting people, even though it's been for through the Zoom. But I mean, I've really been enjoying like the talent that we've been talking to, especially in the music world, So
yeah, you've had.
And then Ash, like I don't know if you've seen my TikToks, but like I kind of think I'm going on a different. Like I think I'm going on the 80s, 90s rock venue on my videos, because I am trying to stand myself out, and that's the music that I love. And so I've just, doing my own thing with that music, and I think it's gonna work, Brian.
Great. Yeah. Do whatever you love, you know.
But I think that's why I like Concrete Kiss. I mean, because that's my music. I just love it. I love, rock. So
yeah, I miss it.
I know, miss being.
I haven't really listened to rock at all during quarantine.
You haven't?
No.
Well, see, I work out to it because it gets me pumped up if I'm lifting weights.
Yeah.
And Brian knows, right when the quarantine hit, I went on Amazon and bought a ton of equipment so I could work out in my living room.
Great.
So, but yeah, but hard rock music gets me pumped up just for lifting weights. I think it's just because it like has that energy,
Yeah.
So
yeah, totally. Yeah, rock is amazing.
I've been listening to a lot of 70s rock.
You have?
Like what? You keep
You
your
froze.
internet. Yeah, it keeps freezing.
Well, I never knew I was gonna like Crosby, Stills, and Nash. And then the stuff with the Eagles. I love the Eagles. I mean, I've been a lot of 70s stuff lately. But again, Ashlee, this goes into your songwriting. I feel a lot of the stuff that you've been writing fits into those genres. Plus it's hip. Cool.
Yeah. I mean, I will say what I have learned is that songs are all about production. Like you can write a piano ballad and turn it into a heavy metal song, but it's just the production can take it to a whole different level. And so typically when I write is just on guitar, acoustic guitar. And so after working with this new producer, the hit producer I was telling you about, he just, I mean, what he does with his production is just so amazing. It sounds like the radio. Like it just sounds amazing. I don't know how he does it, but just whatever he does on the computer, like I need to learn to do that. I'm working on it. I'm trying. I've got my little home studio set up, but now I'm gonna buy all of the plugins and the compressors and the preamps and all this tech stuff that I've never been into. But now I have to get into it because otherwise I'm dependent on other people, and I don't like that. I don't like that at all. But yeah, so production is what it's all about. It can make or break a song. Is all that needed production wise?
Yeah, very true. Yeah. And Rebel says, is all that needed?
Well, no, I mean, I could just release a
kind of is, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to be on the radio, yes, you have to have quality, top-notch everything. I have beautiful songs that I just sing and play, but nobody cares. You want it to sound like it's radio quality, no matter what. So, yeah, it is all needed. But yeah. So I mean, hopefully.
Well, here's another thing. Talk about some of the titles of the songs that you've written, Ash.
Well, I actually just joined this little community of songwriters, and we had to write a song in like a couple days. It was one of the assignments, the tasks, and that was a really great exercise because I was forced to write something and finish it and send it in, and hopefully I would love to get that song produced. It's a beautiful song. It's called Feels Like Home, and it's a love song about a person. Like anywhere we go, we could be on the highest mountain or lost at sea, we could be stranded somewhere miles away from family, but anywhere that you're by my side, it feels like home to me. So that was I love that new song, but it's not produced yet, so I don't know if or when it'll ever get produced, if anyone will ever hear it, but I I mean, that's the thing with being a musician. Like you're constantly pumping out songs and you know, who knows if the world will ever hear them, or if they'll you know, somebody will relate and want to share it. And you know, that's I guess going back to production, you need good production because then people will want to share it. But yeah, I mean, as far as other songs.
Well, you know, the good thing.
We're lagging.
Yeah, we got a lag. We couldn't hear you.
Go ahead.
Other songs I've written. I've written a bunch of songs that in different genres that were on TV shows. Some pop, some rock, some country, some EDM. But I mean, the big one that I've done is called "You Only Want Me When You're Wasted." That's
Yeah, and I love that song.
Thank you. It's been in like
I know, it's awesome.
It's been in like 70 different shows.
Uh-huh.
Like little snippets of it have been played on all the big shows. So that's awesome. Oh, Brian's frozen.
I know.
Hey, we got like 2 minutes. Let's see your Ash. Let's see your Bad Ash Cup, and talk about the show that you were in that was just on Netflix, real quick.
Oh, wait, which one? Kingdom or Absurd Planet? Do you know which one? I was on 2. So Kingdom is an MMA. It's a scripted show. It's incredible.
Oh, everybody froze.
Oh, me? Did I freeze? Can you hear me?
Yes, Kingdom and your cups, your Bad Ash Cups.
Yes. Okay, so so Kingdom is an incredible show on Netflix, starring Nick Jonas and Frank Grillo and Jonathan Tucker and a bunch of incredible actors. And I just played a ring girl. You know, my friend created the show, so I heard him complaining that the ring girls sucked, and I'm like, well, I'll be the ring girl. That sounds really fun. And so I was the ring girl in a few seasons. And there's also another show on Netflix called Absurd Planet, and that one's more for kids. It's about the most absurd creatures on the planet, and we take little snippets of them and make funny storylines. And so I did a ton of voices and little silly songs throughout. So that was really fun. I had the theme song on that one as well. And my cups, Bad Ash Cups.
Love that.
In different colors. I teamed up with there we are, sorry, a company called Wild Gear. Reached out to me. They saw me DJing at Tailgate Fest, and they were one of the sponsors at Tailgate Fest, and they said, Ashlee, can we make cups for you? So they licensed Bad Ash, and so we have these awesome
Pretty
cups,
cool
tumblers. I guess they look like you know, the red Solo cups. So we have red ones too, and Bad Ash is engraved, and it's cool. I feel like a Bad Ash when I drink out of them. And so yeah, you can find those on my website as well.
So with that, and give your website real quick as we're about to end.
djbadash.com. Bad Ash.
Did Brian freeze again?
Maybe.
And Terri, yours.
My website is terrimariaofficial.com. That's where my fitness and hosting and modeling stuff's on. And then all my social media is nonstop. Actually, I'm sorry, Terri Marie Nonstop. And I need to get a cup made that says nonstop.
Ooh, yeah. Nonstop.
And with that, so I got to thank everybody. I will fix the problems on my end real quick. Ash, I want to thank you for coming in. You're going to be coming in to doing a lot of things with us. Terri, thank you for your patience. And after I always say, if you see someone without a smile, please give them one of yours because the world needs it. I'm Brian Sebastian. This is Movie Reviews and More. See you next week.
Bye, guys.